Hello, fellow translators. I have a question to ask you, and this is especially for you students out there. I was asked recently by a student if I offered an internship, which I don't. So I was wondering, I was wondering because I'm obviously operating all virtually. I work only with freelancers, and most of you whom I talk to are freelancers and work with other freelancers and plan on being freelancers. So I'm really not sure how an internship could work. And so I kind of wanted to get your input because I was even thinking, as an agency, even if I could hire someone remotely, and you can hire interns remotely, and that's fine. But even if I did, it would be purely for project management, not for translation. I hire translators for translation, but if I hired anyone else, it would be for project management. And I'm not sure someone who wants to be a translator, studying to be a translator, or is trying to be a translator is necessarily interested in the project management per se. And I might be wrong, but that's my feeling. Now, I don't think I have enough project management right now to warrant an intern. But I might in the future. In fact, right now, if I need an intern for anything, it will be marketing, which I think a translator has even less desire to be working on. And I really prefer not to hire someone if I can't pay them. That, I guess, could be figured out. And I feel like if they bring enough to the job that they do, then it's worth paying them, obviously, because it means that they, in their own way, even if it's indirectly, were able to earn money for the company. So, they should be paid. In the past, I've been contacted by a student who, in fact, asked me for an unpaid internship, and I couldn't offer it there either. But I know internships are different no matter where you go. Like in Switzerland, where I grew up, they have something called lo stage. Basically, a stagista is someone who does a stage, and that's sort of like an internship. It's more like an apprenticeship, if you will. But you do this while you're still in school and to sort of learn about the industry or the company that you want to get into later on. So I'm sure you have an equivalent wherever you are. And so I'm just asking for input to see what you think could be plausible. So if a company came and said, okay, we'd like an intern to help out for a bit as a project manager, is that something you'd be interested in? Or if they wanted something for marketing, which I doubt you'd be interested in, because at that point, I think it might be more interesting to be an intern for a translator, maybe a translator who has a lot of work to do. Maybe they need some help. If someone, I don't know, just going over their documents, making sure they're okay, or handling stuff coming in and out, or maybe an extra set of eyes to look over what they've worked on. I don't know. When I was working as a translator, now I don't really do translations myself. I do very few of them. But when I did, so much time was taken up from translation that hiring an intern, it would take me longer to tell them what I needed than the time I would save by having them, depending on how long they stayed, obviously. But that could be an issue as well. So anyway, I wanted to get some ideas. I haven't heard much about interning in the translation world. And by the way, I'm assuming everything is virtual these days. If you do have a translation agency that you can go to physically, and if that's an option, then probably there's a lot more availability in that sense. But otherwise, I'm just wondering what the options are, if you think there are any, and I wanted to know what your thoughts are. This is for you students, but also for you people who are already established. Like, what would you think about hiring an intern or having an intern? Would an intern help? So here in the States, the intern will usually be an intern for, I guess, a semester, maybe a year. It really depends. Probably a school year. In Switzerland, it was a year. Or it could be longer as well, until they started working. It really depended. I think it was usually a year, at least in my industry where I was in. Would that be a help to you? And how would you go about it? Or have you heard anything about it? Because I just know very little about it. And I was curious in knowing more. So I guess this is more a quest for information from you guys. So feel free to let me know any thoughts you have on internships, any ideas you might have for internships, or anything along those lines, because I do think it will be interesting for people who are interested in freelance translation and translation in general, especially students out there, as a way to try to get ahead and while they're still students. Feel free to let me know any thoughts you might have, and maybe then later I'll do another video later on where I kind of bring these thoughts together or kind of build on them or something like that. But for now, I just wanted to ask you guys and see what you guys thought. And that's pretty much it, and I'll talk to you next time. Okay, thanks, bye. Savedum.